warm welcome to each and every viewer out there. Team LAWEST welcomes you to our first explanatory video series. Apparently, the aura of success is not just winning or losing, but the very act of learning and gaining knowledge. So, here we are with another video regarding the explanation of each question of the quiz and its answer as well. In this video, we will be analyzing and evaluating every answers of Indian Penal Code quiz that was held on 26 September 2020. Before proceeding with the question, I would like to convey hearty congratulations to each and every participant for their success. So with this, moving on to our first question, which goes as, when does the right of private defense of the body extend to causing death? The correct answer for this question is option C, as given in the section 100 of Indian Penal Code. Right of private defense of the body extend in following situations. Number 1. Such an assault as may reasonably cause the apprehension that death will otherwise be the consequence of such assault. Number 2. Such an assault as may reasonably cause the apprehension that grievous hurt will otherwise be the consequence of such assault. Number 3. An assault with the intention of committing rape. Number 4. An assault with the intention of gratifying unnatural lust. Number 5. An assault with the intention of kidnapping or abducting. And number 6. An assault with the intention of wrongfully confining a person under circumstances which may reasonably cause him to apprehend that he will be unable to have recourse to the public authorities for his relief. Moving on to the second question, which says that in the country of Warmere, A. Being a prisoner of war was voluntarily allowed to escape by B. The penal laws of Warmere are in pari materia with India. B. Shall be punished with which of the following options? So, for this, the correct answer is option A. That's imprisonment for life. Taking into reference section 128, that is, public servant voluntarily allowing prisoner of the state or war to escape, wherein it is clearly mentioned that the punishment for this offence is life imprisonment or imprisonment for 10 years and fine. Now, the third question says that which section was included by the Criminal Amendment Act 2018? The answer for this is section 376DA, that is option D. This section was for the punishment of rape. The Home Minister drafted Criminal Law Amendment Act 2018 and stipulated stringent punishment for perpetrators of rape, particularly of girls below 12 and 16 years. Furthermore, coming to the fourth question of the quiz, that sexual intercourse between a person and an animal is a punishable offence under which section? Coming to the answer of this question, that's directly option D, as given in Indian Penal Code 1860, the intercourse between a person and an animal is a punishable offence under section 377 as an unnatural offence. Question number 5. There are 36 countries in which marital rape have not been criminalized. India is one of them. Which among the following countries have same status like India for marital rape? As for this, option A is correct. The status of women in a country like Yemen has always been on stake, and the same is indicated in their laws. According to Article 40 of Personal Status Law of Yemen, the marital rape is not criminalized as a rape because it is something against the consent, whereas women are not allowed to refuse sexual relations with their husband. Further, taking into consideration the fact that under our Hindu Marriage Act, marriage is divided into two parts. The very first is sacramental and the other is contractual, wherein by laws they both are consensual. Therefore, in neither of the cases, there is a consent of fact. Now, question number 6 says, after the independence of India, under which order or act clauses of section 4 of IPC were amended? Answer for this question is option number A. Talking about question number 7, which says that you have to choose the correct statement. Statement 1. Sex at pre-marriage on fake promise of marriage amounts to rape. Statement 2. Non-consensual filming of a partner during sexual intercourse is not a crime. Statement number 3. Adults of same sex having sexual intercourse is a crime. Statement 4. Child pornography is not a crime. So the answer for this question says that option number A, that's sex at pre-marriage on fake promise of marriage amount to rape, is the correct option. As section 90 of Indian Penal Code states that a consent is not such a consent as it intended by any section of this code if the consent is given by the person under fear of injury or under a misconception of fact, and if the person doing the act knows or has reason to believe that the consent was given in consequence of such fear or misconception. Further, making it more clear by drawing a clear contrast between the recent case of May 24, 2020, held by Odisha High Court, stating that sex at pre-marriage is not a rape, but on the other hand, by examining the precedent set in the year 2014 in the case of State of UP versus Naushad, wherein it was held by Supreme Court, the apex authority, wherein it was cited that false assurance of marrying implicated that he never intended to marry her, and the consent obtained was under the misconception of the fact as defined under section number 90. Now, for the question 8, which says that you have to choose the option which states that there shall be a harm caused by malified contact. And for this, the correct option is A, which is battery. As this term is defined under law of torts, the key contents of which are as follows: act by defendant, offensive touch, and malified intentions. Now, straight away moving to question number 9, which says that who among the following is a public servant? Option C for this question is correct. That's section 21 of Indian Penal Code explains public servant and denotes the person falling under such is an arbitrator of sale, which is included in a public servant's definition given under IPC 1860. Question number 10, that says, in June 2003, the owner of Stark Industries, Mr. Tony Stark, while being in India, was attacked by a gangster, namely Thanos. Thanos, while about to kill him, was murdered by Mr. Stark. Which provisions under Indian Penal Code will be applicable considering the present set of facts? And for this, the option B, that's section number 100, is correct, as we all are aware of the provisions of general exemptions, which also provide us private defense, extend to causing death when person life is in danger. Now, question number 11, which says that private defense can be claimed in the following options are damage to property, damage to body, neither A nor B, and the last both A and B. So, I guess it's very clear that the correct option is D, as section 96 to section 106 of Indian Penal Code explain the use of general exceptions of private defense, which includes both damage to property as well as damage to body. Now, Question number 12, which says that if one of the abettor did the act with different intention, he would be liable under which section? The answer for this is option C. The abatement is a crime under the Indian Penal Code as defined under section 107. And even when the person had different intentions than that of an abettor, he will be held liable for his act under section 111 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Straight away moving to question number 13, that says, which of the following are necessary to constitute culpable homicide into murder? And for this, it's quite implied that option D, that's all of the above, is the apt answer. By referring under section 299 of IPC as defining section, and the punishment for the same is under section 304 of IPC. Now, question number 14. Section 323 of IPC works in accordance with which section? And the answer for this is option A, as section 323 works in accordance with section 334, because the punishment for voluntarily causing hurt is given under section 323, exceptions to which are provided under section 334. Question number 15. Rohan and Mohan have committed a crime with the same intention. They will be liable as they would have committed the crime single-handed. This concept came into existence by the virtue of which section? And the answer is option number B. Section 34 of Indian Penal Code defines act done by several persons in furtherance of common intention, which holds each one of the accused equally liable as if the offence was committed by him alone. Question number 16, wherein you have to choose the appropriate option. And the answer is option number C, that's either A or B. As the word appropriate government is used in different situations for different reasons, which can mean only one of the two central or state government can be the thing. The definition of the same is given in many acts. So, the word generally means whichever government has hold over something or is responsible in certain matters. Question number 17 says that one person forcing another person to sign on a document on gunpoint, then it will be what? For this, option A is the most correct answer. Taking into account section 16 of Indian Contract Act 1872 states the definition of undue influence. Further, linking it to the provisions of section 383 mentioned under IPC serves the facts in the most apt manner. Question number 18. Section 303 of IPC was declared unconstitutional by whom? Option D, that's Justice Y.V. Chandrachud. In the case Mithu vs. State of Punjab on 7th April 1983, the Section 303 was declared unconstitutional. Moving on to question number 19, which says that triple talaq was declared unconstitutional by the apex court in the case of whom? And the answer is option number A, Shaira Bano versus Union of India and others. The case was closed, declaring triple talaq unconstitutional by constitutional bench in ratio 3:2. Now, question number 20 says that section 377 of Indian Penal Code was declared unconstitutional in the case of whom? And the answer is option number C. In this case, the court held that whatever is done inside a room between two adults with consent cannot be held as a crime and hence declare the part of Section 377 unconstitutional. Question number 21. What are the exceptions of defamation? And the answer goes like option number D, that's all of the above. Question number 22. Which legal maxim is suitable for statement saying a mad man is punished by his own madness? And for this, straight away the answer is A. Now, moving on to the question number 23. Says that how many forms of penalty the Indian Penal Code prescribes? And the answer is quite implied. That's option number C, that's 5. As Section 53 of IPC tells about the 5 kinds of penalty in India, which are death, life imprisonment, simple or rigorous imprisonment, fine, and forfeiture of property. Moving on to question number 24. Calcutta High Court, under which section of IPC, held that causing cruelty to a wife for dark complexion by her husband and in-laws will be considered as an offence. And option number B, that's section 498A, is correct. Because it states that any kind of cruelty by husband or his relatives towards the wife shall be given an imprisonment extended to 3 years of fine. Moving on to the last question of the quiz, that's 25, says that an accused knocked down his wife, put one knee on her chest, struck violent blows on her face with a closed fist, causing extraversion of her blood, resulting in her death. Accused will be convicted under which provision of Indian Penal Code? Answer to this question is option number A, that's section 325, punishment of causing grievous hurt. Herein, referring to the case of Om Prakash versus State of Punjab, AIR 1961, Supreme Court 1782, wherein it was observed that the intention of the accused will be considered for deciding under which provision will he be liable. In the given set of facts, the husband was intending to only cause grievous hurt to the wife and had no intention to cause her death. There was absence of mens rea and the actus reus was also not in itself sufficient enough to cause her death. Therefore, the accused will be held liable under section 325 of Indian Penal Code according to the above mentioned case. These were the explanations and correct answer to each and every question. If you are still in doubt regarding any question, you can mail us your query. As well as you can find the explanatory videos of the first and second quiz on our YouTube channel. For more upcoming videos, explanatory series, and updates, stay tuned to our social media handles provided in the description below. Team LAWEST wishes you luck for your future endeavors. Thank you.